As for the game that took place earlier today, the annual spring game, Charlie Strong waiting to see what he's got at quarterback. And fellas, and by the way, we're now joined, we got the full cast here. Ricky's back in the house, Emmanuel, David, Bouchel hooking up with Dorian Leonard early on, and right from the get-go, he was in a rhythm.
Yeah, Leonard got behind the defense, a little double move there, and Bouchel hit him right in stride. Nice ball right in the turkey hole. Later
on, here's Armani Foreman. Was that in the turkey hole to Armani Foreman right there?
Turkey hole shot.
I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
There's Armani down there. Armani had a nice little game there. Bouchel flips it to Roderick Bernard, who saw a lot of action there, spelling Warren and Foreman.
Nice play there by Bouchel, just being aware of what's going on, just flipping the ball, getting rid of it, knowing he's under pressure. You can't take a sack there. Just a nice heads-up play.
Good instincts from the freshman-to-be. Meanwhile, this is the first touchdown pass by a Texas quarterback in a spring game in 2 years, hooking up with Foreman.
Starting to see a pattern here. That's 3 deep balls.
Yeah, and the other thing I like is Bouchel's putting the ball where nobody can get it but the receiver. We call those long handoffs.
There's a long pass. John Burt, 65 yards. Bouchel, 22 of 41, 299, and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. As for Tyrone Swoops, had his moments. Stat line wasn't quite the same, but hooked up with Corey Warwick right there for a 20-yard grab.
Yeah, Tyrone, he definitely didn't get much help from his receivers, a couple of drops and a tip ball interception. But it seemed to me like he was just a little late on some of the throws, and this is
probably his nicest throw.
Probably the nicest throw today there.
Great catch by Corey Warwick, too.
Mm-hmm. Right in the turkey hole, right, David?
That wasn't quite a turkey hole. right outside the turkey hole.
Swoops 4-16, 71 yards, and 2 interceptions. But how about the ground game? The man-child that is Chris Warren, he's up to 255 this year, his weight, and promptly rips off a 51-yarder.
That is not a guy that I would want to see running at me with the full head of steam.
And the beautiful thing is he knows it. You see when he gets in the open field, he gets like an extra speed burst. He knows that no one wants to hit him. He takes it in for the touchdown.
7 carries, 101 yards. Between Warren and Foreman, I mean, they were lights out. We saw him last year. Here's Warren again in the spring game. Finally gets taken down in the secondary in the next level. Meanwhile, what about Deontay Foreman, who actually in conference play led the Big 12 in yards per carry? He's back, he's healthy, just throwing defenders to the ground, looking impressive as well.
Yeah, it was fun to watch both of these backs. I like Deontay. He's got really good feet and lateral movement, and he's got the size and the power here. You see him breaking a tackle to get in the end zone.
And he refuses to go down. That's one thing I really noticed firsthand on the field. This guy does not go down easy.
9 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Meanwhile, this is DBU, so how about some of the young defensive backs? Off the Tyrone Swoops deep pass, Antoine Davis there for the nice pick.
Yeah, well, I don't think that would have been a pick.
I think the little asterisk by that interception. It was a good play.
Give it to him, right?
He kept fighting and got it out of DeAndre McNeil's hands, but yeah, not quite.
Spring game, you can't challenge it. Can't get that overturned, although it would be. There's Chris Boyd with a nice job. The defensive backs coming up with some plays.
Yeah, they played well. Obviously, the quarterbacks put up a lot of yardage, but the defensive backs got their hands on a lot of balls, got a couple interceptions. You got to think the quarterbacks threw the ball, 57, 58 times. So to come out with 3 picks, a pick every 20 or 2 picks, that's not a bad day.
Off the Holton Hill deflection, there's John Bonney with a 26-yard return off the INT. Swoops now to Roderick Bernard, showing some speed. Nice change of pace back before he gets plowed into the ground by Deshaun Elliott. Big hit from Elliott.
Yeah, you got to protect the ball. Those are tough though when you're vulnerable like that, and the defender comes in and puts on a big hit like that.
So the game called at the half. It is a final, and the stats not even close. Swoops 4-16, 71 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Bouchel. We mentioned his numbers. We touched on it earlier, but Ricky, since you're back on set now, we'll start with you. Is the competition over between Bouchel and Swoops?
I don't think the competition will ever be over, but I definitely think Bouchel took a huge step forward. And I'm thinking about what he's feeling like right now and what the rest of his weekend is going to be like. Everyone's going to be telling him how wonderful he is, and the job is his. And I think it's his to lose, but he's got to keep working and keep doing the things he's done to get him to where he is.
As for the offense in general, let's send it out to Jane Slater, who's standing by with offensive coordinator Sterling Gilbert.
All right, Coach, what did you think about the play of your 2 quarterbacks?
I thought it was good. I just saw the stats, and we'll go back and evaluate and watch film, Monday and just see. But, again, it was just about progression and just trying to see where those guys are and how they performed under the lights and, in those kind of conditions and situations.
Shane was able to find the end zone several times. I asked Coach Strong this. I'm curious your take. Did he make a case to be the starter as a freshman?
You know, yeah, we still got a lot of football left because you got the summer, you got two-a-days, so we still got work to do, and both of those guys did good things today. So this is still a good evaluation, and it's going to go all the way through two-a-days.
You know, we talked so much about some of the receivers like John Burt and the way some of these guys have really stepped up, but Armonte Foreman was not a guy we were talking a lot about. Why do you think he had the sort of game he had today?
You know, he's played before, so he's got game experience and just kind of came out and did some good things and some things he's got to clean up and make better. So, but, you know, a guy, when you put that many receivers on the field, I mean, we're going to expect those guys at all different positions to make plays.
And what did you think about the play of your offensive line, particularly when that ball got out of Shane's hands?
Yeah, those guys got to. I mean, they're doing a good job, and they're going to keep getting better with it. But you know, they got to be physical, and they're the mainstay of us. You know, as they go, we go.
I appreciate your time, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thank you.